If you're hearing my voice, you have no idea what kind of rabbit hole you just fell into. But I can promise you one thing. You're going to like the ending a lot because you're about to learn how to activate a tiny piece of genetic code in your body that turns any depressed brokey who is down on their luck into a millionaire living large at the top of his game in just 60 days from now. Yes, what you're about to learn will skyrocket your net worth for the first time in your life. You will know the secret to incredibly fast wealth creation on complete autopilot. All is about to be revealed. You're going to discover a secret branch of the US government that has our genetic code completely mapped out, and how they were absolutely shocked to learn that billionaires have one slight difference in their DNA expression that changes the course of their lives. I repeat, all billionaires. All have this one particular gene expression that is the main reason for their wealth. For them, this gene is switched on. For you, it is currently switched off. And that's the only difference between you and them. As it turns out, getting rich has nothing to do with your education, your intelligence, your hard work, or your grit. It has everything to do with this one gene expression. Your DNA tells the story of your life, and whether that life includes great wealth depends on whether or not your wealth DNA gene is activated. Most of these billionaires themselves don't know why they got so wealthy. They don't understand why solid money-making opportunities keep presenting themselves to them on a daily basis. They don't understand why they constantly come up with great ideas for new businesses and new ventures. They don't understand why the stocks they choose tend to always be winners. They don't understand what possessed them to buy Bitcoin when it was $12 a coin. They don't know why, but we now know why. And now you're going to know why. It can be explained with two words: epigenetics and genoeconomics. Epigenetics is a branch of science founded by British developmental biologist Conrad Waddington in the 1940s. Epigenetics, without going too deep into it, studies the expression of genes in our DNA and RNA and determines which genes are activated and which are not, and how our environment affects our ability to activate these genes. Genoeconomics is the next most important scientific branch. It was founded in 2012 by Daniel J. Benjamin. It is the way it sounds. It explores the connection between our gene expression and the amount of money we make. Genoeconomics has determined that wealth is 1000% in your genes, just like diabetes might be in your genes, or blue eyes. When these two branches of science are merged, they discovered something, that there's a reason why wealth tends to run in families. For instance, did anyone have any doubt that George Soros' son Alex would also become a billionaire? No one I know had any doubt, and indeed he is a billionaire. Not because he inherited his father's wealth. His father is still alive. He's a billionaire because he inherited his father's rich genes. Every billionaire has this particular wealth DNA gene switched on, and every brokey has it shut off. If you're on this page, that probably means yours is shut off too. So is it any coincidence that business acumen runs in families? Turns out, if you believe the science, that business acumen is running through your blood or it isn't. You've just discovered why your life is so hard, why their life is so easy, and how you can take their place. The secret is out. There is a wealthy gene in our genetic makeup that determines our net worth. We know this, just like we know 2 times 2 is 4. In fact, this is old news. What's new news is the fact that we can turn on this wealthy gene like a light switch with certain ingredients, and that will immediately change the way your heart and brain operate. Once this gene is turned on by these special ingredients, you will feel the motivation a billionaire feels. You will feel that unstoppable drive to make more and more money, and no number is ever enough. You will think differently. Your brain will be filled with business ideas. You will get them in your dreams as well as while you're driving, and any other place you happen to go. You won't be able to stop yourself from getting these profitable business revelations. Even if right now you think you're completely uncreative, your spending habits will instantly change. Your decisions on when to save and when to invest will be on point, always. Time and again, you'll find you made the right choice at the right time. And this would lead to a wealth cycle that you can't even stop if you tried, and it will all be effortless. If you don't believe me, just look at what has happened to our students who activated this wealth DNA gene. As you can see, after activating the wealth DNA gene, they have increased their net worth by more than 50 times. This is from a combination of job promotions, new businesses, and successful investments. We've seen people double their income. We've seen people 10 times their income, and we've seen regular people become millionaires in just a few months. I have a head start on you because I've been using this for 2 years before I decided to go public with the information. But my income has been growing so fast. Many have found me out and interviewed me, trying to find out my secret. I don't blame them. My income has grown so fast that while I'm not a billionaire yet, I'm on pace to reach that milestone in 2026. Yes, we track everything that happens to our students and everything that happens to me. We believe only in science and data over here. We can see the difference when people activate this gene, and the results are nothing short of remarkable. Your DNA is linked with a certain vibration that you give off, so a 20-base ssDNA becomes a vibration of 40 gigahertz, for instance. Wealth loves certain frequencies and hates other frequencies. And unfortunately, right now, if you're on this website, your DNA's vibration is repelling wealth. And if you continue to emit this frequency, making money will always be an uphill battle. And you know this because you've been experiencing this your whole life. Money getting has always been on slow mode for you. It's always hard and slow to find a job. Always hard and slow to get a promotion. Always hard to get a sale. Always hard to make money in the stock market. It's always hard and slow. While for others, life is easy. Their investments are almost always profitable. They get promotions at their job without being asked. They start online businesses, and they work the first time. They get unexpected gifts from the IRS in the mail. These are the people selling you coaching and courses on how to make money. You see them in YouTube ads. They try to teach what they're doing to other people, and the students never get the same results as they do, and it's frustrating for them. And now you know why this is happening. It's because the exact same ad for the exact same product will do well for the person with the right vibration. And the exact same ad for the exact same product will flop for the person with the wrong vibration. And that goes back to your DNA expression. This is proven science. It's called the phantom effect. And I suggest you look it up when this video is done. Trying to make money with your wealth DNA gene turned off is like trying to build a shelf with the wrong screwdriver. You might get some movement, but it will never get built. Someone with the right screwdriver will build it in 5 minutes flat. Once you get these ingredients in your system, all of a sudden, money making becomes natural and easy. Your motivation skyrockets and you get financially wiser. Suddenly, money and opportunities are flowing towards you instead of away from you. Before long, you're able to buy anything you want. Want a Russian bride who worships you? You go get it. Want a watch that's worth more than most people's cars? You go get it. Want a vacation home on the beach in Jamaica? You go get it. You to drive a Ferrari Monza off the lot? You do it. Whatever your mind can dream, suddenly will start to become your reality. And you're no guinea pig either. 10,430 people have done this before you, and even we were shocked to see how fast this worked on them. I thought you'd have to have some level of business acumen to become a millionaire. But when this gene is active, money finds a way into their lives. Even if you run away from it, the money chases after you. You're about to realize that the difference between living in heaven or living in hell is this one gene expression and the vibration it creates. You can continue to struggle with money, or you can use the cheat codes. And I know, nobody likes the idea of cheating. IT seems almost unfair, but is it fair that your entire family has to struggle because your wealth DNA or gene is turned off? Is it fair that your family has to look at every price tag and be told what they can buy and can't buy? Is it fair everything has to be budgeted and it becomes almost impossible to find any extra money to actually live a fun and rewarding life? Come a little closer to your screen, turn the volume up, and follow my path, because you're going to realize how close you are to your dreams. And you're really just one gene activation away. You're about to realize how all the wealth you ever wanted is right in front of you behind a locked door. And now, you're going to have the key. By the time this presentation is over, you will learn how to get the universe to do your bidding, how to turn on wealth like a faucet turns on water, how to make opportunities and cold hard cash in your bank account appear in your life almost effortlessly, how to add a zero to the end of your bank balance this week. Every billionaire that has ever been studied, the government has found, has an unfair advantage running through their entire body. It's their genes. Every billionaire has billionaire genes. When it's all said and done, this DNA activation method as a means to wealth creation will be so well proven to you that any skeptic, atheist, or agnostic will agree that this is the true key to wealth. We're going to share it with you now, but first let me introduce myself. I'm Christopher Parks. I'm the founder of several successful tech startups including Quantum Flux Innovations, Synthwave Solutions, and Virtuoso Byte Dynamics. I have made hundreds of millions since I activated activated my wealth DNA gene and have given this gift of wealth to over 10,430 students. I've been interviewed by every major media outlet, including Time Magazine and the Washington Post, but haven't told any of them my true secret until now. They are watching this video, and you're going to learn it along with them. I have a lovely fiancée named Clarissa. I set up my life to have minimal responsibilities in any of my companies so that I can spend time with the love of my life, read books, learn new languages, paint, and travel the world. I live the way I want, and I do exactly what I want. I don't answer to anyone, and I think I'm the only guy I know who is truly free. My life is everything I could have dreamed of, but it didn't start like this for me. Far from it. Here is how it all began. If it hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't have believed it. I'm not sure you'll believe it either, but it's my story. It's my life. It really did happen, I know that. And it's the reason why I'm here talking to you today. It all started on a Sunday when I got this idea for a new app. I was in line at Starbucks, and the line had about 25 people in it. The baristas were furiously making their espressos and lattes while I looked on completely bored. I noticed that some of those people were tapping their feet. I noticed that some got into arguments just to pass the time. But everyone was frustrated. I thought, why not create an app specifically for people waiting in line for coffee? It would get people to guess how many seconds it would take for the next coffee to be ready. You would challenge the person in front of you and the person behind you in line to a duel. I'll call it the wait mate. I thought it was brilliant, but not many investors agreed. In fact, we pounded the payment for months just to find one lousy investor so we could make the app. And he was a lousy investor indeed. He said he was pretty sure this would never work, but if it did work, it would go big, and he didn't want to be the guy who passed on it. His skepticism made our lives really difficult. In fact, he demanded a clawback clause on his investment. That meant if sales ever dipped below a certain point, the investor could cash a post-dated check and claw back his investment. He required daily reports so he could keep an eye on things. What a pain in the ass. But we had nobody else, so we inked the deal with the dude. I must say, it was nice having 6 figures in my bank account for the first time in my life. It really puts a spring in your step. We went into production and hoped for the best. We tried some Facebook advertising to get some traction, and we got a few thousand downloads. Not too shabby. It was a few weeks after making that deal that I was in a bookstore trying to get away from the stress of it all. That's when something caught my eye. Or should I say someone. I peeked over the shelf and I saw the cutest girl I'd ever seen. OMG. She looked kinda like this. I plopped to the floor and had my back up against a shelf, and I was breathing fast. I needed time to think. I had to approach this girl, or I would hate myself for a year at least. And I already hated myself quite a bit. So, no, I won't let this golden opportunity pass. But what should I say? Holy crap, she's coming closer to me. No way, she's coming to my aisle. Now keep in mind, I had no experience with approaching girls in person. The only dating I had ever done was on Hinge, and it went so badly she actually said she's going back to her ex after our date. I figured that was better than her saying she's becoming a lesbian after our date. This cute girl was still coming closer to me. In a total panic, I took a book and hid my face. If I pretended like I was reading, maybe she'd think I'm smart. My pulse was getting faster. I thought my heart was going to beat out of my chest. That's when I hear a cheery yet alluring voice. It was her. She says, "Oh, so you must be one of those upside-down book readers I've heard about." Holy crap. The book I had chosen was not only completely embarrassing, called Stop Fungus Fast, it was also totally upside down. I lowered the book to look at her, and my face must have looked like a Hampton tomato. And you know what? For some odd reason, she found me intriguing. I guess my stupidity had a certain charm to it. I knew I had to say something. Oh, wait, I thought. Let's say this. I was just doing some brain exercises. Reading upside down really gets my noggin juices flowing. She laughed. Bingo. I knew a joke about fungus. I said, "Why was the mushroom the life of the party?" She said, "I don't know." I said, "Because he's a fungi." She laughed again. I was on a roll. She touched my arm and said, "I'm crazy." Her touch made my heart melt. This was my chance. I took a deep breath and said, "I'm going all in." "Would you like to grab a burger? I'm starving." My voice cracked as I said it, and the awkward pause after that felt like it lasted 2,000 years, she thought. And then she bit. She said, "Yes, let's do that." I put out my hand and she took it. "I'm Chris. I'm Sarah." And just like that, we walked to the dive bar down the block. The lunch was magical. The burgers were outstanding, and there was a mariachi bar playing, and we had a few too many drinks. Everything was going great. I had 6 figures in my bank account, a successful tech startup, and the hottest girl I've ever met, putting away shots of tequila with me. What could be better? But the fun ended quickly, and that was when my nightmare began. The check came. It was time to pay the bill. I never dreamed there would be any issue with this. After all, I had this big investment just taking up space in my bank account. The waiter came back 2 minutes later and plopped my card back on the table. He didn't look happy. He said, "Sir, I'm sorry to inform you that your card was declined." My face went back to tomato face. My eyes were darting from the card to Sarah and then back to the card. She seemed a bit concerned, but just a little. I said, "Sarah, this happens, you know. Somebody probably got access to my card and the bank shut it off temporarily. Let's try this card." I plop down my American Express. The waiter comes back with an even more stern look on his face. He says that one was declined too. You're kidding. Sarah is now getting impatient. I can see her attraction for me fading away like colors on an old photograph. I was losing her. I blurted out, "Let me call my bank. This is ridiculous." I call the bank and the phone is covered in sweat because of my clammy hands. The words I heard on the other line made my heart feel like it was down near my feet. "Sir, a large check was cashed. Your account is overdrawn. You're in overdraft. $666.67 in overdraft." Damn, that bastard actually cashed the clawback check. Well, I knew I was dead. I walked back with my head held low. I realized that this date might just end with me doing dishes to pay off my tab. And I don't think this gorgeous woman really wants to be dating a busboy. I looked at Sarah and said, "There's no witty comeback for this, is there?" She said, "No, there isn't." Even though I only knew her for 2 hours, I had never seen her so serious. She said, "I'll pay the bill, but this," she pointed to the two of us, "is over. Get your life together, dude." That was below the belt. She picked up her purse and that was it. She was gone forever and left my heart stinging like it had been bit by a rabid tarantula. I got back on the phone to scream at the investor for an hour. I didn't hold back. "You effed up my life," I said. "Why the hell did you cash that check?" He said, "Chris, your app has been inactive all day. You will have hundreds of complaints waiting for you when you get home. You'll see." Indeed, I did. I had never seen people so angry. The four-letter words were flowing like a foul-mouthed Niagara Falls. This was too much. I lost the cutest girl I'd ever seen. I lost all my customers. I lost my investor. My company was finished. Everyone hates me. My life was over. What reason did I have not to end it all right here? Now I had another problem. When that check was cashed, I didn't have any other money in the account. As the bank teller told me, I was in overdraft, and I didn't have any other source of income. I had no plans on how to get out of this mess, and the overdraft was exactly $666. Now I'm not a religious man, but that seemed like a really bad sign. The devil had indeed stuck, I thought to myself, and now I had no rent, no money for my phone bill, no money for groceries. All I had to my name was an old Domino's pizza in my fridge. Yes, I would have to rebuild my audience, but with whose advertising budget? And then, as if to prove the saying that there's no atheist in a foxhole, I uttered a prayer to the universe. I said, "God, universe, whoever you are, I know you're out there. And I know I haven't been a very good person. I'm far from a saint. And I know I'm not deserving of any miracles. But if you could somehow just make this pain go away, I promise I will dedicate a few minutes every morning just to give thanks to you." Just when my prayers were really getting into a groove, my doorbell goes off. Could this be the answer to my prayers? I check the peephole. There's nobody there. Damn, no new girl. I open the door, and there's a package on the floor. It had no return address. It looked pretty creepy, but it had a note attached to it which said, "I saw you at the dive bar the other day. Try this and let me know how it goes." And then there was a phone number. I ripped open the package in a fit of curiosity. And there it was, a bottle of pills. White, chalky pills. Did this guy just drop off a bottle of aspirin for no apparent reason? But something told me to keep looking through that package. In the package was a list of ingredients that were in those pills. It also had an FDA stamp of approval. That made me feel a bit better. But the pill bottle had no brand name, which led me to believe this could be some form of anthrax attack on me. But then under the pills are piles and piles of paper. They seem to be studies, medical research. From the National Center for Biotechnology Information, NCBI studies or no studies, there's still no way in hell I'm going to start popping pills from a weirdo spying at me in a dive bar, even if I knew what the ingredients were. But I decided I would at least read these studies before I made my final decision. After looking a little deeper, I realized these were highly classified studies. You cannot get this stuff on Google. So how did he get them? He must be an insider. A Rouge government scientist on the bleeding edge of bio-research, perhaps. And apparently, he took pity on me, and now he wants to use me as his personal guinea pig. One thing was for sure. I couldn't stop reading these studies. They were so interesting. The more I read, the more things started to click. All the studies focused on one topic. They call it genoeconomics. The relationship between our genes and our wealth. A fascinating subject, if you ask me. Who would have thought your genes could affect your financial skills or your financial fate? And then this rabbit hole just got deeper, because according to the studies, they did genetic mapping of thousands of people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. And they found that those who had a net worth of 1 million or more all had a specific gene expression that the others did not. The studies were clear on the fact that you cannot change your DNA once it's given to you by your parents, but they were also clear that you can change your gene expression. Certain genes that are turned on can be turned off, and certain genes that are turned off can be turned on, and a gene not turned on is a gene you might as well not have. Maybe this was a chance at a new financial future. Maybe the deepest light in my life was coming from my deepest darkness. In fact, it came out of the most embarrassing event in my entire life, the dive bar. Back to the research. After I deciphered all the medical terminology I didn't know, with my dad's medical dictionary, I began to realize what a gold mine these scientists were sitting on. They were sitting on the real key to wealth. And I bet if too many people found out about it, it could really upset the balance of power in this world. But that might be a good thing for people like us. I just couldn't get this thought out of my mind. What are the odds that every single person with any significant wealth has this one particular gene switched on, and everyone who's broke doesn't? It was too spooky to be a coincidence. It seems some pretty heavy hitters had participated in this study, including Bill Gates and other less-known billionaires. These billionaires, as it turns out, all have this wealth DNA gene switched on. But it wasn't just billionaires who had this active gene. It was basically anyone who had their financial shit together. The studies showed that anyone who had a net worth of over $5 million, which is really just enough to retire comfortably these days, had this gene active and switched on. All the other brokies had this gene turned off. That was very clear from his research. Another cool thing I discovered is that they know which gene is the wealthy gene. There was only one, apparently. Turns out it's called gene M12. And one research paper showed that they were able to turn this M12 gene on and off like a light switch. They tested hundreds of ingredients to do this, and they found that 5 of them, in the right doses, when taken together, activate the M12 gene in minutes. They found that when they activated this gene in the brokies, that their lives would start to turn around. They would start making better financial decisions, and their general luck around money would change. They would meet people that invited them to be part of their businesses. Those who had jobs would get unexpected promotions, and everyone who took these ingredients was getting unexpected checks in the mail. You could see on their graphs how their net worth went from 10,000 to 100,000 to 1 million in some cases. I still had my doubts, but my dad is a doctor, so I had a chat with him about all this. He says, "Where did you get these studies? These are highly classified." I said, "I know, I can't explain. Just tell me if it's legit." He says, "Legit? This is mind-blowing." It seems from their research that they found what could be described as a wealthy gene, and it seems to really make a difference in people's outcomes when it's switched on or activated. He pointed me to the Scientific Journal, volume 128, issue 4, entitled Epigenetics, A Landscape Takes Shape. This article said that through epigenetics, they can change what diseases you get or don't get. It went on from there to explain what changes the gene related to wealth. It talked about 5 ingredients that did that, and your environment can be responsible for activations and deactivations of genes. The article also said that epigenetic changes are inheritable. That is, they are passed down from one generation to the next. Wow, the studies basically told us that our whole lives are decided by epigenetics before we're even born, and all the most powerful among us are obsessed with changing their epigenetics. And it could be changed with these 5 ingredients. At the time, there weren't many mainstream articles about the link between wealth and genes, but that changed in 2022. Since then, this information has gone from classified to totally declassified and even part of pop culture. You may have even seen the articles about it yourself. Like the one in the Daily Mail from July 9th, 2022, Tim Collins and Victoria Allen there states, "Being rich and successful really is in your DNA. Being dealt the right genes determines whether you get on in life." A study involved 20,000 individuals from Britain, New Zealand, and the US found men and women with genes for education did better academically. However, the same genes also helped make someone upwardly socially mobile. Genes can make us high flyers or high earners. The study of more than 20,000 people in the UK, US, and New Zealand found those with certain genetic variations earned more money, had better careers, and got further in education. The study lends weight to the theory that nature, rather than nurture, largely determines how well people get on in their lives. Then this article came out on Yahoo.com on exactly this topic, March of 2017. Suddenly life was making sense to me. This is why the rich always got richer and the poor always got poorer. Because they have one gene turned on or turned off, the M12 gene. And here's the unexpected plot twist. The research showed it's not the gene which directly affects the outcome. It's the gene creating a vibrational output that affects the outcome. Vibrations between 0.5 hertz and 0.10 hertz are going to struggle to make money, while vibrations between 11 hertz and 1.5 hertz are going to become extremely wealthy as they age. At age 18, you might not notice the difference. The advantages are slight, but they add up. Let's examine the life of someone with M12 gene turned on, person A, versus the life of someone with it turned off, person B. They start with $10,000. After 30 years, person A would have approximately $5.54 million, while person B would have approximately a debt of $7,290. Person A has a higher vibration, so he has what you'd call a better vibe around money, and therefore a better outcome. Things go his way more often than they don't go his way. Person A will report getting business ideas in his sleep, while person B does not. Person A will report meeting the right people at the right time. Person B will not. Person A will win more than he loses at scratch-off lotto tickets, poker, and horse betting. Person B reports he loses money at all of those things. In the end, person A winds up with $5.5 million, just enough to retire comfortably. Person B winds up with $7,290 in debt, a lot less than he had when he started with, and he'll be working as a Walmart greeter until he's 6 feet under. And even then, his nightmares won't be over. I had heard enough. I said to hell with it. If I was willing to go in a bathtub with a toaster, I should be willing to take these pills. So I started to take them. And when I popped the first pill, nothing happened at first. But after about half an hour, I feel a rush of energy like I had just taken a shot of Red Bull. Along with that came a surge of creativity bubbling in my mind. I felt alive and yet totally focused on my financial goals. Like a heat-seeking missile, I started to write down ideas and plans furiously on my previously unused notebooks. Everything I needed to do was becoming crystal clear. This is what it must feel like to be born rich, I thought to myself. And it was. I knew exactly what I needed to do, and I had all the energy and motivation I needed to do it. I had on paper 15 different ways to revive the WealthGenix app, and that became a list of simple daily tasks. It was like I could see into the future because I literally saw the hundreds of thousands of people coming to download the app, and I could see the money filling up my bank account. They say man plans and God laughs. So I didn't know if any of these plans would become a reality until the next day, out of the blue, my partner texts me. He says, "Check this out. You won't believe this." It was a Twitter link. A famous rapper had just tweeted about the WealthGenix. He said, "You know what's going to happen next, right?" I said, "What?" He said, "You'll see." All that day, people were coming in by the thousands to download the app. We were getting $5 a month subscription faster than I could count them. It was an absolute stampede. It was like people couldn't download it fast enough. This was some kind of magic going on. Before, it cost me $10 to get a $5 customer. Only 5% of people who came to the page signed up. But now I was paying nothing, and 35% of people who visited the app bought a subscription. I had people from all over the tech industry calling and asking me, "How did I get that rapper to promote the app? And how is your take-up rate so high?" I just smirked and said, "A friend from a dive bar helped me out." They said, "What?" I said, "One day you'll find out. One day." Then I gave a wink to those pills sitting on my desk. I knew everything that was happening because of them. It was like I wasn't the same person I was before those pills. I was a money magnet now, and a newly minted millionaire, and it all happened the day after I started taking those pills. So you can bet your ass I called that number and ordered a whole bunch more of those pills. I gave some to my family and some to my partners. You'll hear about their stories in a hot minute. As far as the WealthGenix was concerned, the subscriptions kept going up. We went from 14,390 subscribers to 289,490 subscribers in 1 week. And then a week later, we had 755,341 people, all paying us $5 a month. That translated to a cool 3.7 million a month. I can live off that, LOL. We had 0 investors, so this was almost all pure money in my pocket, and my newfound grit paid off. Even though the traffic at our web servers was up 500,000%, the servers didn't budge. They held up like a champ, and I knew they would. I had the focus of a sharpshooter and the stealthiest of a Mossad operative behind enemy lines. I was getting stuff done in half the time it used to take me. It was like my whole life had been put on easy mode. Everything was just challenging enough to be interesting, but there was no struggle, no pain, no pulling teeth. Everything just flowed. It was all coming in my direction instead of me seeking out wealth. Wealth was being pulled into me like I was some kind of nuclear-powered vacuum. It was so weird and so uncanny. Pre these pills, it was hell trying to get investors. I always felt so awkward, like I was asking someone to buy a Girl Scout cookie, and they kept slamming the door in my face. Post pills, it was a different world. Rich people were just throwing money at me. Everyone wanted to invest in the Waitmate. I had billionaires texting me and emailing me, asking if it was too late to get in. I was slamming the door on them. How the tables had turned. To put my money to good use, I decided to become a better man and got a complete makeover. The cost didn't make so much as a dent in my bank account, which was constantly being flooded with cash. I said to myself, I need to retrace my steps and make things right, or I won't forgive myself. I went back into that bookstore, and this time, the girl I found was in the coffee area, almost as cute as the first one. My confidence was soaring, and I was dressed like a boss. So I went right up to her and said, "Coffee, anyone?" She smiled and gave a little giggle. We spent the rest of the day together, and everywhere I used my card, it was accepted. I had come full circle. My life had done a total 180, and it was all because of those pills. I had all the money I needed, or could ever want, so I wrote down my next goal. My next goal was to share these pills with the masses. That would be my new purpose. To let others in on the secret, to teach them how to activate their wealthy gene, so they can bring their own lives full circle. So their lives can be magical like mine. That was my purpose, and that was my vision. I told the government insider about my goal. He said, "Listen, it's great that you want to share this with the world. That's why I wanted you to have it. But I must warn you, people must get these ingredients from the right source, or it won't have the desired effect. The ingredients you were given were grown specifically for this purpose. They are bioavailable ingredients, which means your body knows how to use them, and they don't just come out through the urine. These ingredients are also active ingredients. They're not like typical supplements that get denatured by the heat in processing. This is the stuff that really activates the wealthy gene, and there are no substitutes that I'm aware of." Okay, that made sense. The ingredients had to be the real deal, and only he had the real deal. I agreed to never sell anything without his stamp of approval, and together we chose a brand name and sent this formula to manufacturing. It would be ready to go to market in 6 weeks. I couldn't wait to see the prototype. The bottle was absolutely stunning, and I tried taking the pills, and they were even easier to swallow than the originals. And every time I took one, I felt that incredible rush that I got the first time. When my friends and family heard there were some pills that make you rich, they were dying to get a bottle. So they got the first run of the product, and lo and behold, their financial situation started popping off. Opportunities, connections, promotions, winning bets, beating speeding tickets, unexpected checks from the IRS, and the list went on and on. You'll hear their stories in a minute. We decided to call the supplement the only thing we could call it, WealthGenix. Here's what Matt Stevenson said about his transformation. "I had always been skeptical about dietary supplements promising life-changing results, but WealthGenix proved me wrong in the most incredible way possible. My financial situation was in the pits, and I was desperately searching for a solution. That's when you told me about WealthGenix. I felt the rush right away, just like you said I would. Within days of incorporating WealthGenix into my daily routine, I noticed a remarkable shift in my energy levels, focus, and overall well-being. The subtle changes were only the beginning. As I continued taking WealthGenix, I found myself making clearer financial decisions, exploring new opportunities, and feeling a renewed sense of confidence. Fast forward a few months, and I can confidently say that WealthGenix played a pivotal role in turning my financial situation around. I secured a new job with better prospects, started a side hustle that flourished beyond my expectations, and experienced a level of financial stability I hadn't thought possible. The unique blend of ingredients in WealthGenix not only supported my physical health, but seemed to align with a newfound mental clarity that propelled me towards success. I am grateful for the positive changes WealthGenix has brought into my life and would recommend it to anyone looking to transform not just their health, but their entire life journey. Thank you, Christian, for being the catalyst for this incredible turnaround. And then my buddy John Anderson had his moment in the sun. He wrote in an email, "Before I tried WealthGenix, I was at the bottom of the corporate totem pole. I was actually in the mailroom. I had no self-respect and no dignity. Today I write this from the corner office, and it only took me 8 weeks to get here. If you can believe it, I got the rush after taking WealthGenix, and it just propelled me towards my goals, like a rocket. I was like a bat out of hell. Opportunities came along that I never expected, and people just gravitate towards me now. They just wanted to know what I was doing because I seemed so different. And I was. I believe WealthGenix played a crucial role in this professional metamorphosis. For anyone navigating the corporate landscape and seeking that extra edge, I highly recommend considering WealthGenix as part of your daily regimen. Thanks, Chris. You literally saved my life. Now, this next one is something I didn't expect. It's not about money, but I still think it's a testimony worth telling because it speaks to the incredible magnetism that WealthGenix creates between humans. This is Matt Cedar, and I wanted to share my incredible experience with WealthGenix, which is a game changer that has revolutionized my dating life. Money was never my problem, but for years I struggled to secure dates, often feeling overlooked in the world of romance. However, since incorporating WealthGenix into my routine, everything has taken a remarkable turn. The boost in confidence and energy I've gained from WealthGenix has not only transformed my overall well-being, but has also made a significant impact on my social life. Girls are now approaching me, showing genuine interest, and conversations that once felt like a hurdle now flow effortlessly. I never imagined a supplement could have such a profound effect, but WealthGenix has proven me wrong in the best possible way. It's as if a magnetic charm surrounds me, attracting positive interactions and opening doors to romantic possibilities. If you find yourself struggling in the dating scene, I wholeheartedly recommend giving WealthGenix a try. It has been a game changer for me, and I'm excited about the newfound confidence and attention it has brought into my life. Cheers to WealthGenix. All hail! When the results from my friends and family kept coming in this way, I know it was ready to reach the masses. Before long, we had 10,430 try the first run of WealthGenix, and the success stories were pouring in faster than we could read them. Everyone's lives were improving, and it was all happening so fast. What we were seeing was a total life turnaround within days. And when I say we wanted to reach the masses, that means you. The person who is watching this video only half believing it, but curious enough to give something that looks interesting a try. And I promise you, you will be rewarded for your curiosity. Trying this will be the most life-changing thing you ever do. And why wouldn't it be? The science is clear. Wealth is in your genes, and you can't change your genes, but you can activate just one gene, and it will completely change the way the universe treats you. WealthGenix literally changes your vibration, which is the kind of vibration that will change your life from money's a bitch to money comes to me naturally and effortlessly. You will, on the first day, experience the rush of energy and creativity that will start your journey and be prepared. Once you start down this path, it's very hard to slow down. Opportunities will come at you from every angle. If you need investors, there will be investors literally on the phone within days of taking this stuff. They will call you. If you need a promotion, your boss just might suggest it without you even asking. Vibrations are powerful and people respond to them in ways you can't predict. If you're a guy, you may have girls approaching you to get your name and number and get you out on a date. And you'll say to yourself, I'm not that good looking. Why are these girls coming up to me? I got news for you. They won't be able to explain it either. You'll just have the vibe that they've been looking for their entire lives. You will feel like home to them. And you're going to realize how easy it is to hit a home run with these girls, if you know what I mean. The WealthGenix revolution starts now. Now we shift the balance of power. The have-nots are about to become the have-a-lot. So I set up this dinky website. It's the one you're on right now. I know it's nothing special, but this is not where I make my money. This is just to help the little guy out. I started selling bottles of this stuff just for cost. I just need something to pay for the ingredients, which come from the most pristine sources imaginable. I have never and will never compromise on the quality of these ingredients because I know if it's not bioavailable and active and it's not grown specifically for this purpose, it might not activate the wealthy gene. And if it doesn't activate the wealthy gene, I'm going to get thousands of refunds and trees worth of hate mail. So we stick with the best of the best ingredients and only the best ingredients on planet Earth. There will be antibiotic-free, gluten-free, hormone-free, lactose-free, no binders. When you order from us, you get the real deal. We're third-party tested. And the best part, we're not even trying to make a profit off of this. We're like a non-profit organization here. Just help us cover our costs so we can continue to give you the best WealthGenix on the planet. To get ingredients at this level of quality would normally cost hundreds of dollars a bottle, but it won't be hundreds of dollars a bottle because I know how to keep costs down. It won't even be $100, even though that's an absolutely joke for a product this good. Do you realize what kind of costs we have to sustain to bring you a product this pure, this unbelievably potent, with no chemicals or hormones, and is something that is absolutely guaranteed to flick on your DNA wealth switch within minutes? And yet, you won't pay even 10% of that. In fact, for one bottle of the world's ultimate wealth serum, the first of its kind in the history of man, you get 30 doses so you can experience a wealth revolution for an entire month. And it's all just $59. That's absurd. That's all you have to pay for a new life. That's like your Starbucks for a week and a half. You can give that up for a new life, right? But I'm not done slashing this price. Not even close. I want to help as many people as I can, as fast as I can. So if you order 3 bottles of WealthGenix, which you're going to wind up buying anyway, because you'll love the way you feel and will never go back to the old normal, which is pure misery. But if you buy just 3, we'll drop the price to $49 a bottle. That gives you a 3-month supply. Do you understand how much your life can change in 3 months of being on WealthGenix? It's mind-boggling to think of what will happen to your income. Our testimonials prove this. We have people literally retiring after 3 months. People who started with nothing. Remember, every dose builds on one another. So the success you will get with a 3-month supply is going to be exponentially greater than what you'd get with a month's supply. Like I said, you're going to want these anyway. Why not save some cash to enjoy what you love? Because since you're paying $10 less for each bottle, you're going and saving $30. $30 you can put towards anything your heart desires. Maybe towards the new ads you'll be running to your new product, perhaps. But it gets even better than that. For those who are bold, for those who are daring, for those who will be truly successful, for those who want to become a millionaire as quickly as possible, for those who want to live the good life as soon as humanly possible. Those people will buy 6 bottles today, right now. I can't believe I'm offering this, but I am. Doing this shows total commitment to the process, and that is what is required. You go in saving $120 full on your purchase because you're paying $39 per bottle instead of $59. Remember, you're going to be buying 6 anyway because you're not going to want to give up on the way you feel. So why not save as much money as possible while you make as much money as possible? It's the ultimate win-win. There's a reason why 6 bottles is our most popular option. There's a reason why all our success stories started with 6 bottles. Sure, you save $120 that you can put towards anything your heart desires, but it also is a statement to yourself and the universe that I'm all in, that I'm giving myself the greatest odds of success, that I'm stacking all the cards in my favor. When you've paid for 6, you don't stop taking it until you reach your goals. Period. And it is only the people who are all in who will see all the results WealthGenix has to offer. Your income growth will be exponential and will have half a year to grow. That's like a lifetime in the year ahead. Do you have any idea how different your life will be after 6 months on this product? Do you know what will happen to your net worth in 6 months? No one will even recognize you or your car or your house. So let's be smart here. And let's grab our most popular option, the 6 bottles, to save money and make more money at the same time. Why pay more when you can pay less for the exact same thing? It just makes no sense. The icing on the cake? If you get 3 bottles or 6 bottles, your shipping cost is removed, gone. Poof, you get this shipped in the finest packaging, all at our cost. It is insane to pass that up. Once this pre-launch is over, all the prices here will double. 1 bottle will be $118 and 6 bottles will be $468. And I don't want to hear any complaints because I gave you fair warning. Now let me go ahead and bulletproof your purchase. Let me lock in your success with our product with a no-holds-bar guarantee that is completely bonkers. I call this the hero guarantee because whenever I make this guarantee, chicks shower me with rose petals and call me their hero. Just kidding. Only one girl does that for me. Here's the guarantee. Try the product at my risk and on my dime. Take it for a spin. Try it for a full year, completely risk-free. If your net worth hasn't grown by at least 50%, I want you to ask me for a full refund. I am so confident your income will soar because of all the opportunities that will be coming to you and all clarity you'll be given, that I'm putting my whole business at risk to guarantee a 50% increase in net worth. If you don't make the 50%, you don't need to send the bottles back. I'll just return every penny you paid back into your bank account within 2 business days. Fair enough? This means you can take the whole damn bottle, make $10 million, and on day 365 you ask for a refund. You got it. The money is yours. You don't get more bonkers than that. If you didn't get the hint by now, I'm not the guy trying to get one over on you. I'm the guy who actually wants to help you because I know this stuff really works, and I know you're going to see that as soon as you take it, I don't get refunds on this product. I just don't. Because people are making too much money. However, instructions on how to refund will be the first thing you get when you order, just in case you need it. That way there's zero confusion and zero complaints. It's a win-win. I can't make this guarantee any better. This is either going to skyrocket your income with a whopping 50% increase in net worth increase, or you don't pay. That's like giving me less than half a Benjamin in exchange for tens of thousands of dollars. You're just trading a little bit of money for lots of money. This is no longer a decision. This is a no-brainer. Because you have everything to win and nothing to lose. I do crazy stuff like this because I believe in WealthGenix. I see every day what it does for people, and it's total transformation. I believe nobody deserves to live in hell with a dead wealthy gene. Nobody deserves the embarrassment of having a credit card declined on a date. Nobody should have to go into overdraft. Nobody should have to worry about being on the street or not being able to buy food. When you flip on your wealth switch, what do you get? A new you. A you who feels better, thinks sharper. Remember, more has a crazy vibe. Attracts more opportunities, more customers, more investors into your life. But most importantly, you'll make more money, period. Let's talk about the bonuses that come along with WealthGenix. A lot of people like to stack their offer with tons of bonuses, hoping they'll overwhelm you with value, so you'll say, shut up and take my money. But I know it doesn't work like that, so I do the opposite. I opt for bonuses that are only what you absolutely need to be a winner at life. Nothing more, nothing less. So there's only 2 bonuses here, but each one will knock your socks off, I promise. In fact, each bonus is worth more than WealthGenix itself. First is, valued at $5,820, it's called The Art of Power. Once you're rich, you will suddenly realize being rich doesn't matter. What really matters is power. Every billionaire understands this. Why do you think politicians like Trump, who have all the money they need, keep running for office? Why do you think Elon Musk bought Twitter for billions? You guessed it. They want power. And once you master power, you will never lack for money. Just like those Congress people become millionaires on a $130K per year salary. How do they do it? Power. Their power gives them access to insider information about corporations, and they buy their stocks before they go boom. And that's how they turn power into money. Power is a currency, and it's always redeemable for more money. Once you achieve true power, you can literally stop taking WealthGenix because you'll have all the money you'll ever need. I will teach you how to have the power in every single situation imaginable. Whether that be in negotiation, whether it's rising to the top of your corporation, whether it's how to have the power in your relationship with friends, partners, and love interests. You can forget your wife bossing you around after this course. She'll be worshiping the ground you walk on. You will know how to control the conversation on a date, at a party, or at a negotiating table, and not in an obnoxious way either. You will know how to control the conversation in a way that leaves the other person feeling like they have the power. True power lies in being able to give it to others. The thing that will help you the most. That one thing that will give you the best life you can possibly live. Once you have power, never again will you get the short end of the stick. Never again will anyone be able to take advantage of you. You will feel the energy of a Roman emperor or maybe a Greek god. What does power mean? It means options, and options means freedom, and freedom means happiness. That's why my students are the happiest people alive, and you're going to join them. This can be taught, and will be taught. The next bonus is a $6,349 value, and it's called Live Like a King. What good is money if you don't know how to spend it? Wouldn't you like to know what it's like to live like a billionaire? I figured this out, and I realized not every rich bloke knows how to live rich. Spending your money the right way is an art as well as a science I have mastered. You already will have financial freedom, but once you take this course, you will be granted time freedom and romantic freedom. I will teach you how to never have to work again. I'll show you how to set up your retirement so it pays you passively for the rest of your life. This will open up your schedule to allow for the things you love. Spending time with family, taking your wife out for fancy dinners and water slides, playing ball with your son. Remember, not spending more time with family is the #1 deathbed regret. We're going to fix that. But this also will be time to let you be you. Whatever your passion is, you'll have hours to spend on it. Painting, writing poetry, or doing woodwork, building tree houses, or whatever floats your boat. Want to help a charity? Great. I love doing charity work. You do you. If you're a party guy, you will spend your extra time getting jiggy with it at the hottest clubs. If you're a beach guy, you'll spend your time with hot Latinas oiling your back. It's your life to live. And once you have the money you need, you will enjoy the hell out of it. I love my life. I wouldn't trade it for anyone's. And I want you to love your life as well. Everyone gets to be themselves. That's the beauty of this course. But what good is financial freedom and time freedom if you're alone? It's worth bupkis. That's why I'll teach you how to get any girl or any guy you want. In fact, I'll have quality members of the opposite sex beating a path to get to you. They'll come flocking. You'd think being rich means getting girls automatically. It's far from the truth. Some of my friends are rich as hell and they can't get a date. Luckily, you have me, and this can be fixed. I got lucky with my girl, but I know for a lot of people, you need more than luck. So dug deep, I went through every course of every major dating guru. I took all their high-end coaching programs to see what they teach. And some of it was good, but only some of it. I did this even though I was engaged, mind you. I took the bullet for your sake so I could teach this stuff to my students. I picked out only absolute best strategies that work like gangbusters, and I put my own unique twist on them. In this short course, I will teach you how to go from the app to the date to the bedroom once you're done with these bonuses. What can I say? Your life is going to be pure bliss. Right now, there's only one way you can screw this up, and that's by clicking off this page. What you need to do, if you care about your future, is hit the button below and fill out the form and get started, because we will sell out of WealthGenix, and it'll happen soon. So don't say I didn't warn you, and don't send me any emails complaining when there's a big fat sold out sign on the next page. If you get the next page and there's still some of WealthGenix available, thank your lucky stars. And at that point, I think you know what to do. Place your order. It'll be the smartest move you ever made. Your life depends on it. Literally. Listen, if you have any doubts, just know we've child-proofed this thing. We know it works. You can't screw it up if you tried. We have so many testimonials, we don't have the time to show you all of them, but we have them, and the stories of triumph would make you weep. Plus, I slapped a rock-solid guarantee on it. So you are guaranteed to make money than you have ever made in your entire life. So there's nothing to lose. All the hard work is already done. I did it. WealthGenix is a masterpiece. All you have to do is pop the pills, giving your body the nutrients it's dying for. The nutrients it wants and deserves. Hit the order button now and get off this stupid video and into your new life. If you're still here listening to me instead of out taking this stuff and making money, well, it just tells me you've got a screw loose. Don't be crazy. Don't remain a loser. I know it hurts to part with your money, especially these days. I get it. Times are tough. But is it better to spend whatever money you have on fantasy football and Starbucks, or a vacation you'll forget about 2 days later? Or is it better to invest that money into proven financial product that will make you money for the rest of your life? I know you're smart enough to answer that question. If you answered it correctly, now is the time to use the order button below. Click the button and your money-making journey begins. The most exciting journey of your life. We will be there to support you every step of the way. We have the absolutely best customer support. The best in the business are there waiting at your beck and call. There's no recurring fees, no hidden fees, no automatic charges. You can cancel at any time. So there's no chance you can lose here. Click the button now. Do this before we sell out, because when we do sell out, it will come back at the regular price, which is at least $79.99. It'll still be worth it at that price, but why pay more when you can pay less right now? Remember, you have to plant before you can reap, and that means letting go of your seeds and burying them in the ground. Then all you need is patience. When you invest with me, I will get you results, and I will get you to buy this today. Aren't I evil? I'm going to force success on you even if you don't want it. Don't ask me how I'm going to get you in. Just know that I will. There's nothing in here that doesn't belong. Only the purest, most pristine form of the 5 ingredients that turn your wealthy gene on. What are the 5 magic ingredients? I won't hold back their names any longer. The first is ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo has long been cultivated in China. Some planted trees at temples are believed to be over 1,500 years old. The first record of Europeans encountering it is in 1690 in Japanese temple gardens. Ginkgo biloba is known across many cultures to enhance memory and cognition and concentration, so you should be taking ginkgo anyway. But that's not the reason ginkgo is in WealthGenix. It is in the product because according to the government classified studies, it also plays a role in DNA synthesis and repair. Classified government research has shown it has the ability to activate the M12 gene. Unfortunately, the ginkgo biloba on the market is packed with fillers and its bioavailability is neutered upon processing. Only we have the genuine article. Our ginkgo biloba is the only ginkgo biloba that will activate your M12 gene, and once you do, you'll never have to worry about money again. But WealthGenix doesn't stop there. We have 4 more ingredients that support the activity of the ginkgo biloba and otherwise repair and improve your genes. WealthGenix includes phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is the major acidic phospholipid class that accounts for 13 to 15% of the phospholipids in the human cerebral cortex. What is less known is that according to the government classified studies, it repairs our nucleotides. Nucleotides are the building blocks of DNA. Each nucleotide consists of a phosphate group, a deoxyribose sugar molecule, and one of 4 nitrogenous bases, adenine, thymine, cytosine, or guanine. The sequence of these bases encode genetic information. When you fortify your nucleotides, you are strengthening every strand of your DNA, which means your M12 will be flipped on and will stay on. But we don't stop there either. We also include the finest, acetyl L-carnitine in WealthGenix because acetyl L-carnitine supports your chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like structures composed of DNA and proteins. In eukaryotic cells, such as those in plants, animals, and humans, DNA is organized into distinct chromosomes located within the cell nucleus. The number of chromosomes varies among species. We don't stop there either. We want your DNA to be in tip-top shape in every respect, so we also include in WealthGenix the world's finest L-glutamine. L-glutamine supports your coding regions, exons, which are portions of DNA that directly encode protein sequences. Non-coding regions, introns and intergenic regions, do not encode proteins but may have regulatory functions, controlling gene expression and other cellular processes. And last but not least, we also include the world's most potent, huperzine A. Huperzine A is used for Alzheimer's disease, memory and learning enhancement, and age-related memory impairment. You should be taking it anyway for these reasons, which are all mainstream and well-known. It basically makes you 200% smarter on the first day. What is less well known is that according to the classified government studies, huperzine supports your regulatory elements, such as promoters and enhancers that control when and how genes are expressed. These elements play a crucial role in the regulation of cellular processes, so if the St. John's wort didn't do the trick, huperzine will. What you wind up with when you take WealthGenix healthier, stronger, more efficient DNA, which means a healthier, stronger, and more productive you. Should you be taking these ingredients even if they didn't benefit your genes? Absolutely. These ingredients have been changing lives for thousands of years, but the real key behind these ingredients is what it does for your DNA. Remember, your life story is in your DNA, and your life story can change. And it will change the moment you get these DNA-activating ingredients in your body. You could buy these ingredients separately, and you can also take all the cash out of your wallet and give it to drug dealer, because at least with the drug dealer, you'll get some effects. If buy these ingredients from a competitor, I am quite sure you will not get any effect. You certainly will not activate your M12 gene. And there's several reasons for that. Heat and high temperatures. Excessive heat during during processing degrades the nutritional content of ingredients. Some supplements use synthetic versions of vitamins and minerals, which may not be as bioavailable or easily absorbed by the body as their natural counterparts found in whole foods. Whole food-based supplements like ours provide a more holistic approach. Additives and fillers. The inclusion of unnecessary additives, fillers, or preservatives can affect the overall quality of a supplement. High-quality supplements aim to minimize the use of such additives and focus on the primary active ingredients. And finally, you have to consider processing time. Prolonged processing times or exposure to air and light can contribute to nutrient degradation. Rapid processing methods and airtight packaging help preserve the freshness and efficacy of the ingredients. And that's about it. People deserve better, so I'm giving you better. Once you truly know why WealthGenix is so important, you'll ask yourself, if I don't do this, what will I do? If not now, when? When are you going to realize it's not fun to be on the sidelines anymore? It's not fun to keep missing golden opportunities. It's really not fun to rely on the dollars in your bank. In fact, that's the worst thing you can possibly do with your money right now. Because inflation is destroying and will eventually completely destroy your savings. Your 401k will also not be able to keep pace with inflation. This is the inflation the media won't admit is happening, but you see it on your receipt at the grocery store, at the gas station, and on your heating bill. Mark my words, 10 years from now, that money in the bank is going to be worth less than 10% of what it is now. And we're going to find out if you can retire on that. I wouldn't bet on it. I bet against the dollar every day of my life, and that is why I am a millionaire. I spend my dollars to buy assets, and WealthGenix is the ultimate asset. You just need at least 10K per month coming in on autopilot. Then you'll be able to retire. We can do this. I'm going to show you how to get there. All you need to do right now is hit the order button below, and our munchkins will email you the access codes directly to your inbox within seconds. So hit that button now. I'm going to be the rich uncle you never had. You know, the uncle who spills all the dish about how to become a millionaire at the dinner table, and nobody is even paying attention to him. I know you paid attention. And I know that education is informing you nicely about what to do when a valuable opportunity like this presents itself. People say you can't change your DNA. They're right, but there is a whole field around changing gene expressions. And that's what we do here at WealthGenix. We activate your wealthy gene. And genoeconomics has so much science behind it. It doesn't matter how skeptical you are, you will become a believer. And that's why you're going to hit that button below and start making money. Right now, you hear me? Don't delay your misery another second. You don't have to live like a brokey. You can live a rich life. Hit the button and get going. The studies tell us your income is usually going to be the average of your 5 closest friends. Now your income is going to be the average of me and my billionaire friends, as well as your fellow students who are all killing it. So you're in for a big pay raise. We're going to create a virtuous cycle instead of the vicious cycle you're in now. You pay me to teach you how to make money. You make money, pay me again, and then I teach you how to make more money. Next thing you know, you're in a new tax bracket. It's a glorious cycle. This process starts when you click the button below. I try to only be part of situations where both parties win. And this is one of those situations. Are you thinking, can I afford it? Look, if you live in Bangladesh in a cardboard box, you can't afford it, I agree. But for the rest of you, you just don't see the value yet. You don't realize you're just spending money in exchange for even more money. You have the funds for WealthGenix in your checking or on your credit card. You have it. You just think you need it for something else. And you're wrong about that. What you fail to realize is once you are making good money, you can buy anything you ever wanted. The momentary pain of spending this money right now is going to translate into permanent pleasure, the pleasure of total financial freedom. If you truly knew that and it was guaranteed, which it is, you'd find the funds, you'd take a loan to get it, you'd steal it. Just kidding. What I mean is you would find a way. Because if there's a will, there's a way. It's your responsibility as a parent, or as anyone responsible for anyone else, to secure their future. And that doesn't just happen. You have to make that happen. You have to make a small sacrifice for a lifetime of pleasure. And you will feel so good when you do. Just as good as you'll feel when you hit that button below. If you understood the importance of this moment, you'd already be all over that button. There's something I haven't explained, so let's take care of that now. People ask about my success stories. Who are these people really? I'll tell you. My success stories are a unique group. They are optimists by nature. If you don't believe in yourself, and you don't believe you can do anything you put your mind to, you won't be able to. Whether you think you can do this, or think you can't do this, you're right. And if you think you can't do this, you'll be broke for life. But if you do believe in yourself, if you know this is for you, and that you will make it work, come hell or high water, there's no limit to how much money you can make, so hit the button now. I promise you this, it will never ever get easier to build wealth. It's literally like stealing candy from a baby. You're staring your future in the face. I don't know what you did to deserve it, but you found the Holy Grail. You found that one person who actually gives a damn about your success. The one person who won't allow you to fail. Use the button below and let's get started. I know, there's a social element. Everyone will think you're crazy for starting to make your own money in a new way. They'll say you're naive, falling for get-rich-quick schemes. But is your current situation much better? They know or will soon find out your retirement plans aren't as solid as you thought they were. They will know you are flailing. Many of you don't know how you're going to make it to next year, let alone retirement. Is that acceptable to you? Knowing that if it weren't for Social Security and other government programs, you'd be on the street, relying on handouts? That's immense spiritual, emotional, and intellectual pain you're going through, my friend. And it will kill me. If you walk away from this webinar living the rest of your life in that pain, when it's so easy to get out of it, it will literally hurt my soul. That's why you want to hit that button below. Your life will change immediately when you do. All the financial stress will melt as you enter a new world of money-making nirvana, so hit the button now. There's a rule. If you want a different result, you have to try something different. I'm afraid that's the only way. You must risk something because without risk, there is no reward. Let me tell you about a story that just happened to one of my students. Rita came out of a divorce. Her husband literally beat the crap out of her every night. She didn't know if she should try WealthGenix, but she said she's a believer, and she believed that if I went to this much trouble to explain this stuff to her, that she would meet me halfway. She's such a sweetheart. She did every task I gave her. She worked her tail off, and within a few weeks she had her first $1,000 in profit. She reinvested, and now she's got 5 figures in her bank account. Now she's remarried and moved to Queensland, Australia with her husband. Her husband is in finance, and he's a little gun-shy because now she's bringing in 3 times what he does every month, and it just puts the biggest smile on my face. Want to meet Rita? She's inside. Want to join her in a life of passive income? Hit the button below. This is my calling, to make people's lives better, to get people out of the jam that they're in. I will teach you exactly how it's done. While most millionaires will never share what they're doing, and I will actually get you the results I get, unlike them, who could not do that if their life depended on it. Rita is the reason I do another 100 hours of research on making the supplement better. Remember, you're not doing this alone. People are coming to us from all across the world. They feel the good vibes coming out of our group. They know about the real inflation that's happening, not the cooked up numbers the government media complex puts out. They are looking at the economy. They are looking at the stock market. They are all realizing the sidelines are not the safe place to be anymore. Parking your cash in a bank, they now realize is actually a dangerous move because you're putting all your faith in a government and a bank, both of which are in danger of collapse. Have you seen the bank runs happening all around us? Keeping your money in the bank is the past. Investing your money into your financial future is the future. So hit that button now. The people joining know they have to be proactive and start surfing on opportunities instead of being smacked over the head by the waves. They want to be a head and not a tail. They want to be ahead of the crowds, and losing money with all the other brokies who are always $1 short and a day too late isn't acceptable anymore. No, this is your day to get ahead of the curve. Hit the button and let's get you started making money. Once you hit the members area, you will instantly know you did the right thing. And if you don't make money, you get all of your money back now. There are other people teaching you how to be rich. Remember, free information is worth exactly what it costs. No, it's worth a lot less than what it costs. That advice is going to cost you money. Anyone who really knows what's happening and is willing to tell people about it is going to charge you an arm and a leg. WealthGenix is the exception to the rule. I could charge $1,000 a bottle and I would make a lot more money. But I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that game. I'm going for karma. I'm going for a wealth revolution. We all know you can make your investment back in your first week, and it's clear sailing from there on in. And we rarely ever get a refund request. I can count them on one hand. We don't deal in unhappy customers. Everyone in WealthGenix is extremely happy to be taking WealthGenix. And the reorder rate is insane because people don't want to lose their edge they get from taking this product. And if I didn't mention it, the support for the product is top notch. We don't leave you hanging with questions. We answer them. People get replies to their emails sometimes in minutes. Our support reps have been with us for years. They are trained like a prized racehorse. They know exactly what they're doing. We don't believe in AI bots answering your questions. We don't believe in sending you to an FAQ page. We believe in putting you in touch with a real human instantly so you can get a customized response written just for you and your specific issue. So there's never any doubt about how to get your product, when it's going to arrive, how to take it, and if you want a refund, how to get it. You can't run a slick operation like this without months of preparation. And I have put months into this product and into this sales process. I didn't focus so much on the sales pitch. I wrote this old script in one night. I just focused on the product and the delivery of the product. Because I know that I know how to sell. But that's not what's going to make this produce flourish. What's going to make this product go bonkers is customers who are so happy with what it's doing for them that they tell their friends and they tell their friends, and the result will be freshly minted millionaires popping up all around the globe. We are the bleeding edge. And if you want to be on the bleeding edge, you need to hit the button below. Good things will happen in your life starting the moment you hit that button. It all starts with one click. To go from being outside the palace to inside the palace, getting grapes fed to you by hot honeys. Right now, you're on the outside. It sort of reminds me of an ancient symbolism I once heard. It's about a man who's trying to get into the city. He's hungry, and he's got two options. He can take the long, short way or the short, long way. He tries the short way, walks about a mile, and hits up against a wall. Because the easy way out never leads you to your destination. Then he took the long route, and it was long. He walked 10 miles, but he got there. He took his seat at the banquet and had the meal of his life, and got his pick of female company for the night. The short, long way is taking the free tips from the YouTuber. You'll try that route for a while, and then you'll hit a wall and come crawling back to us. Because you know that we're going to charge you money, but that you're going to make a serious income on the other side of it. Something real is always going to be more expensive than something that's just bells and whistles. You can buy a counterfeit Rembrandt for $100, or you can buy a real Rembrandt for $33 million. Why is one cheaper and one more expensive? Because only one of them is real. Join reality. Hit the button below. Why am I still here? Because I believe I have something that can help you. And every minute you don't buy it is another minute you have to suffer. And the truth is, you are a buyer, whether you realize it or not. If you haven't bought this, you've bought into some limiting beliefs about money and about yourself. Now you just need to buy into some optimism, because that's the fuel that will take you to your goals. You must start seeing the positive to turn your life positive. It's a funny thing. The people who know how to make themselves happy and optimistic wind up having the best external circumstances of all people. The other people who are saying, why me? And feel hopeless. Somehow nothing good ever happens to these people. I see it with everyone in the program. The law of attraction is real. Those who see positive in situations get positive. Those who see darkness in situations get darkness. See the good in this opportunity to make money. Don't just see the downside. Don't just think about how much money you could lose or you'll never make money. Think about how much money you can make, and it will become so. When you've got that clear in your mind, make that click that will be heard around the world, clicking the button below. And let's face it, not buying costs more money. Walking away is what really hurts, because you're sealing your fate for the next 30 years. You will walk away, knowing you don't have the money it takes to retire comfortably, and you'll have to sit and simmer with that for decades. The march towards the grave has already begun, and the closer you get, the less your plans for retirement make any sense, and the shame intensifies, knowing you effed up, knowing you didn't give yourself the chance to make real money. Even if you don't buy, you bought something that you don't realize wise. You bought into something that your broke parents taught you. You bought into something. Dave Ramsey said, do those people really know about genoeconomics? Are they experts in the field? Can they even explain what genoeconomics is? Probably not, right? When are you going to stop listening to these people? Some of you are still listening to the advice of parents who aren't even alive anymore. They're still whispering in your ear from beyond the grave. Be safe. Don't take any risks. Stay on the sidelines. Investing is scary. Be afraid. Keep your money in a bank. Does it make sense to keep listening to these voices? Taking financial advice from the dead? I say, take money advice from the living, people that are truly living, like me, because I can go on a space vacation. I can collect expensive art. I can buy wine so good it's worth more than your house. I know how to create an income out of thin air. I know how to bring fresh money into your life, fun money, money you can put in your will for your favorite child, money so you can stop worrying about the price of things. But if you want that to happen for you, you have to get moving. Staying right where you are means you lose. Let's say you take the plunge. Even if you don't make money, guess what? You're winning anyway. You're winning because you're moving. Objects in motion can improve. Stationary objects never do anything. They are frozen in time. And you meet a lot of people like that, don't you? People who are doing the same job the same way for 40 years, and they never think of making a change. These people don't need to die because their heart already stopped beating. They are like a mannequin. Sorta looks human, but not really there. Not really alive. If you're going to fail, then freaking fail. Get it out of the way. At least you'll learn something. You'll get all your money back anyway. The worst thing you can do is nothing. To stay where you are makes you a walking national tragedy. It's science. It's the law of entropy. Nothing will change if not acted upon by an outside force. I'm that force right now, and if you don't move now, you'll never move. You've been warned. Staying the same means breaking down eventually. Just like your body, if you do nothing, you'll get older, you get weaker, and eventually the lights go out. Your retirement will also break down. You will eventually realize you need more money than you thought. So you have to get moving. And if you step in the wrong direction, great. At least it's movement. You're not dying. You're living. You're growing. Even if it doesn't show in your bank account at this particular moment, the success will come. So hit the button right now before the price goes up again. And there's something you ought to think about. Are you afraid of failure or afraid of success? Because you know what failure is like. You fail all the time. You're comfortable with failure, but you have no clue where success will take you. Now you have to ask yourself if you want to live your life being afraid of your own success. Does that make any sense? If it doesn't make sense to you, then say no by slamming that button below. What's killing you right now? Certainty is killing you. If you're still here, you're certain this won't work. But how can you be sure if you haven't tried it? Can you be certain you won't like a new ice cream flavor you've never tried? A little advice, if I may. Don't be certain of anything until you've tried it. It makes no sense, and it keeps you poor. Certainty closes off opportunity. Saying maybe opens you up to possibility. Try WealthGenix, not because you're sure it's going to work, but because it might work. And the rewards of that are worth your time. Financial freedom is worth a shot. Time freedom is worth a shot. Relationship freedom is worth a shot because you either make money or will get all your money back. Step into maybe, say maybe, just maybe I'm wrong about myself. Maybe I really can succeed. We ask our students not to become complacent, to keep going, to 100,000 a month, to 1 million a month, to 10 million a month. There's always another mountain to climb. But it starts with the button below. Get off this video and into the members area. Get off this video because it's not for you. The rest of this video is for people who are in a state of darkness, people who won't stop and bend down to get a $100 bill on the ground, people who look a gift horse in the mouth. And that's not you, because you've been here for more than 30 minutes and you haven't bought. So tell me what's going on. Is there anything I can say or do that will convince you that you're worth it? To believe in yourself? What do you need to hear that you're not hearing? What is it? I'll wait. Seriously, maybe you're looking for a better opportunity. Let me disabuse you of that notion. I have been through every course of every guru in this space. I am on all their newsletters. I know exactly who knows what they're talking about and who are just puppets. I have dinner with them. I party with them, but I don't respect them. And I can tell you 1000% there is nothing better in this space than WealthGenix. Nothing comes close. It's like the difference between a $5 bottle of scotch and a $5,000 bottle of scotch. Can you even compare these two things? Can you put them in the same sentence? That's just not happening for anyone else. That's what you're paying for. You're paying to become a success story, not just some wannabe's meal ticket, because to them, you're just a number. To us, you're a priceless human being. You're like a family member. That's how we take care of our students, like family, because your success is my obsession, and I want you to join my family. Hit the button below. Nothing will change your life as quickly and as easily and as directly as WealthGenix. But I can't do it for you. You will need to invest in me once so I can invest in you for the rest of your life. You have me and my entire staff's total dedication from this day forth. You will never fall. You will never falter. We won't let it happen. So hit that button below. I know the thoughts going through your head. That little snake in your brain is convincing yourself that you're too lazy for this, when the truth is, the Bitcoin millionaires were also lazy, and they became millionaires anyway. WealthGenix has so much momentum that it literally picks you up and carries you. You don't need to do a lot of work because I did the research. I do the work. You just take my supplement and make money. So really, this is the last hard decision you'll ever have to make. From here on in, I will tell you exactly what to do and your results are guaranteed. So hit that button below. Ask yourself, is it really me you don't believe? Or is it possible that you don't truly believe in yourself and you're projecting all that self-doubt onto me? Your doubts in yourself become doubts of WealthGenix. That's how psychology works. And you shouldn't fall prey to that trick your brain is playing on you. There's nothing shady here. There's nothing unreasonable here. You're paying for a financial boost. You're paying from financial crutches because your financial legs are broken, and that's okay. There's no shame in using a crutch. The price is pittance when you consider you can gain a retirement income. Logically, doing this makes sense. You're trading some money for endless money. You're trading some money for the skill of making money whenever you want. You're saying no to yourself right now. Say yes to yourself, because things can change. Things do get better. And not everything around you is a scam. There are actually good people out there who care about your success. Not many. But there are a few for whom helping people is a passion. That's who I am. That's who we are. We are the diamond in the rough. We are the flag that was still there. The shimmering light in the vast chasm of darkness of this world. Hit the button and I'll show you how deep this rabbit hole goes. I dare you. I know there's a hole in your heart, and it probably came from your parenting. Very few of us got two good parents. And if you're missing even one, there is a hole in your heart. This hole makes you distrust people that you should trust. It makes you feel you're not worthy or capable of success. But that's a lie. To get out of the financial jail that you're in, you will need to overcome that hole, to act in spite of it, to do the opposite of your inclination, because it's your inclination that got you into the mess you're in now. You didn't wind up coming up short for retirement by listening to me. You did that to yourself. That was your impulses. Now you need to bust out of that jail. You need to be bold and act in the face of fear, claw success from the clutches of the enemy, to not feel the inspiration and do the right thing anyway. That's how winning is done. So hit that button right now and win. Does it cost money? Yes, because it's worth every penny. I know right now you're thinking you don't have the skills to make this work. I would like to remind you that at one point in time, you couldn't even go to the bathroom. Where would you be if you gave up on learning that skill? Well, the skill of making money is just as important. If you screw it up the first couple times, that's a good thing. That's how winning is done. Winning happens when you stop watching this video and hit the button below. WealthGenix is not for people who are already rich and taking $100,000 cruises every weekend and have beachfront property. WealthGenix is for people who need a win badly. We're here to help those who need help. When you absolutely need to succeed, you will find us. And we created WealthGenix because nobody else is getting results for people consistently. In fact, the other guys are more like wolves in sheep's clothing. They work on their sales pitch, not on their research. Maybe that's why we're not the biggest wealth creation group in the world, but we are the most profitable wealth creation group in the world. We have the highest success rate in the world. And I think it's time you hit the button and joined us. Go through every one of our competitors' products. I dare you, and see if they have students doing what our students are doing. I'll wait. I know so many of you have already tried their products and yet you're here. Obviously those products didn't deliver what they promised or you'd still be with them. It's time for a service that delivers everything you want and more. WealthGenix is a situation where average people become financially free and become millionaires. There is no place like it, because that's where the price is going. Hit the button now. I'll see you in your own personal heaven.